What's up, guys, gals, and non-binary pals? It's Pride Month, and I am so unbelievably sick right now. Not just because of the viral infection inside of my body, but because of the depravity of people simply wanting to exist. So, you know, I thought I would just react to my favorite Daily Wire host, Michael Knowles. Now, the reason why I'm even watching this or care or am so passionate is because I used to like watch this guy. I used to listen to what Michael Knowles had to say, and I used to think, you know, he's really got a point. This guy's kind of funny. He makes sense, and he's kind of an intellectual. And just having grown at least a little bit as a human being, I look back at this and just think, what was I thinking? Who was this? Because this is a hard watch. This is a genuinely hard watch, and I just want to surgically pick apart every dumb fucking thing he says in this video, because it's really ridiculous. If I wanted to, I could probably like make the next year of my life just talking about Daily Wire and stuff, but I probably won't. That's not the career I want to go down, but I can't help it sometimes, man. I gotta dunk on these guys. I've got a very special relationship with Daily Wire, so I can't just not drop them entirely when I'm getting stuff like this. So let's watch as Michael Knowles sits his white ass down and listens to the LGBTQIAWMLMNOPQAT23+ community rules. Yeah, so let's get into it, shall we?
It's that time of year again. Woo! Pride Month is upon us.
I don't like girls.
I, for one, consider this to be a month dedicated to the Sacred Heart of Jesus. Tennessee, at least, considers this to be a month dedicated to the nuclear family.
So we got a lot to talk about here. The editing fucking sucks. I hate Daily Wire editors so much. Like, they throw in all this boomer shit. Like, they'll just throw in stupid like movie clips that just technically kind of related because it says a line that relates to a thought that you might have. But oh my god, dude, that is some of my least favorite editing, like all put together. This crazy zoom, high impact editing, inserting random like critical drinker ass movie quote sections. I hate that shit so much. However, after watching this video, I have like a little conspiracy theory that I think maybe the editor might actually be one of us and not on Daily Wire's side, because there's like really small, I don't know if they're like, you know, just inside jokes or actual jabs towards Michael Knowles, but there are so many moments in this video where the editor just like calls him gay or like relates back to his time acting when he played the role of a gay man. I don't know, there's just a lot of really funny moments that unironically kind of have a completely different meaning when you're on the left than when you're brainwashed by the right. But let's go through it some more and I'll point them out. Just keep that stuff in mind. The editor, I think, knows what they're doing. As obnoxious as it is, they do have some good moments.
This to be a month dedicated to the Sacred Heart of Jesus. Tennessee, at least, considers this to be a month dedicated to the nuclear family. But
I'm a third of the way editing through this, and I just now noticed that the editor hides yet another very clever little gay joke in this section right here.
Tennessee, at least, considers this to be a month dedicated to the nuclear family.
they superimpose his head on the mother's face. You know, they didn't have to do that, but I love the symbolism there. I just noticed that, and I have to bring attention to that. That is an edit that did not go unnoticed. Thank you. Like, holy fucking performative, dude. Yeah, you think this is Pride Month? Yeah, well, in Tennessee, this is Nuclear Family Month. Yeah, how do you feel about that? Like, the only reason why Tennessee allegedly has this Nuclear Family Month is so that, you know, someone can say, oh, happy Pride Month, and then some fucking loser with crusty underwear says, you know, actually, it's Nuclear Family Month, dude. You absolute degenerate. It's Nuclear Family Month. This is a month dedicated to the Sacred Heart of Jesus. It's so performative, dude. Shut the fuck up and just sit down, dude.
But some people still haven't gotten the message, so they're doing the last gasp of pride.
No one will get the message. Nuclear Family Month will never catch on. Honestly, I'm shocked that Men's Mental Health Month is attached to Pride Month. Like, that's already pretty crazy. That's like enough of a stone for you to just throw at any Pride Monther. Like, it's not a good one, but like, there is one that is at least nationally recognized and isn't just an absolute slap in the face to what Pride Month is supposed to be about. Nuclear Family Month is not going to catch on. It's not 1954 anymore, and Pride Month is not going through its final gasping breaths. It's going to continue to exist, hopefully longer than Michael lives, and me, and you. Hopefully it's not going anywhere soon. Also, on the topic of performative, there is no one more performative than Michael Knowles. Look at this right here. This microphone is doing nothing. He's got his lav on. Dude, this mic is nothing but set dressing. It's fucking embarrassing. But later on in the video, there's also this one shot, and I'll tell you as soon as you see it, and you might even know it as soon as you see it. It is embarrassing. It's hard to take it seriously.
NOP community have just outlined the rules for straight people during what the liberals call a sacred liturgy.
This shot right here is so fucking stupid and goofy. Like, do you really think what you're saying is that important? Also, that's completely fake. This is gonna be a long fucking video. I just have so many thoughts. If you want some insight into the Daily Wire itself, Soy Pill has talked about his experience visiting them for something, and he gave a lot of insight about just how opulent and self-absorbed and self-confident that the Daily Wire is. They have a full-time Hollywood set designer on payroll for this shit, and it shows for sure. Like, they're pretty good looking sets, sort of. I mean, this is so kitschy and tacky, but it is fitting for Michael Knowles. But every host has these opulent, decorated to the teeth, absolutely performative ass offices and stuff. This shot especially just really highlights to me how goofy this whole thing is, because when you have a front on shot like that, whatever. And over here is an elevator. It's a fake elevator. It doesn't do anything. It's just for the intro of his podcast show. He'll come out of a little fake elevator, which is so badass and awesome. But just having this one on angle is still pretty cringy and performative, and is more substance than what he's actually speaking, if that makes sense. What Michael Knowles brings to the table is not worth the set that he's sitting in, or any Daily Wire host. Get me in there and I'll fucking use it properly, okay? I could be making this video right now in your set, Michael, but then it just gets even more silly when it has this side angle. It's giving news, and the last thing you should be getting from these guys is news. Trust me, I did at one point, and I was wrong about everything. I guess what I'm trying to say is all of this is a facade. It's all completely fake. It's all bravado, puffing out their chests when there's actually fucking nothing there. And it's pretty obvious because Daily Wire is crumbling to the ground. It'll be gone in probably the next year or two. Like, it's fucking over for you guys. And the fact that you still decide to produce and work like this is proof enough that they have no fucking clue what they're doing. I'll be pouring my Bud Light into my Daily Wire tears tumbler.
During what the liberals call a sacred liturgical month.
Stop watching this video if you don't want a thorough deconstruction on literally every fucking word he says. But he and every other Daily Wire host says shit like, they're calling it a sacred month that you have to religiously believe in. That's what you guys are calling it. The biggest reason for Pride Month is to just accept people for who they are and to stop fucking with them and making their lives awful. It's just a time for people to celebrate who they are and have fun with other people, man. A lot of conservatives just like think that Pride Month is penises in the street, cocks just being rubbed all over each other, and little boys sucking on balls. And that's just like, it's not. It's fucking not. It's just a lie. If you, okay, what really broke me out of my chud conservative phase is like actually talking to friends and gay people and just learning that they're fucking people, dude. They're just people who want to live and exist as people. It's not a hard concept to understand. And if you truly talk to these people and try to understand them, you can't think the way that Michael Knowles does. You physically can't, because it is the most unfair and nonsensical argument and idea that a person can have. It's genuinely embarrassing that this ideology still exists, and I'm glad it's dying out though.
Hi, are you a straight person?
Nope.
It's stuff like that. It's stuff like that.
Special LGBTQIA plus person in your life a gift this Pride season?
Nope.
That was a fantastic save by the editor. Also, just another example of their just pure patheticness of the Daily Wire. I've already seen this video, and I just now realized this is Michael Knowles' logo, because this is an M and this is a K. Dude, Matt Walsh also has this terrible, fucking atrocious, like minimalistic logo. It's just fucking embarrassing, these people. Again, I also used to take Matt Walsh seriously, and I fucking can't believe I ever did. How can you take someone like this seriously when they have the most millennial ass, liberal ass, minimalistic logo of all time? How do you adopt these into your company and have these fruity ass little sets, these performative fruity sets, and these guys like, oh, I hate gay people, we're not fairies, and this is the type of shit that you have behind you. I know for a fact you've never gone kayaking in your life. You've probably never gone fishing because you're too scared to touch worms. These guys are so performative, and once you open your eyes, perhaps get woke a little bit, it's unbelievable. Like, you can't take these people seriously.
Hi, are you a straight person?
Nope.
Looking to get that special LGBTQIA plus person in your life a gift this Pride season?
Nope.
How about this? It's called Leave Us the F Alone. Call your friends, your senators, your representatives, write the Supreme Court. Let them know that what LGBTQIA plus people want this Pride Month is to be left the F alone.
Don't call me. Don't come by my house.
Oh, I really shouldn't even comment on it, but like, Michael Knowles has never seen Diary of a Wimpy Kid. I fucking hate the editing in this shit, dude. Just putting shit that, like, I guarantee you Michael Knowles would call Diary of a Wimpy Kid just like a straight up shit movie, dude. He would not understand it.
It costs you nothing at all. You can just move on with your life while you leave us the F alone. Spread the word. Let the other straights know. What we really want this Pride Month is simply to be left the F alone.
They just want to be left alone. Just leave us alone, bigots. Just leave us alone.
Yes, stop making their lives an absolute fucking hell. Stop spitting propaganda that they're not people worth respecting. Stop spreading lies about how they feel inside isn't right, and to berate them and tell them that they're wrong for thinking the way that they are. Leave them alone, because the way that you treat these people is unbelievable. Also, my throat hurts so bad. This entire video, I can't stop looking at this candle because I just want to swallow fucking hot wax right now. I just want the pain to go away. But yeah, leave them alone, because conservatives treat queer people so unbelievably horribly for genuinely no good reason.
And also redefine marriage from the level of the Supreme Court. And also give up your bathrooms and let us go into the opposite bathroom.
Can we just talk about this marriage thing for a fucking second, okay? You're free to practice whatever religion you want. You can be Catholic, Christian, whatever the hell Michael Knowles is. But shut the fuck up. No one cares, all right? Marriage is a union of two people. I don't, and Michael Knowles will be like, actually, it's a union of a man and woman under God. Marriage is only men and women under God. This isn't the fucking medieval era, okay? Things can change, and things certainly have changed. A marriage is a union between two people. God's not part of the equation. You can put him in there if that's how you so choose, but you don't have to, and people choose not to. And I'm also going to tell you this, Michael. If you think God wouldn't smile on those gay couples, you're fundamentally wrong. Using God as a catalyst or like an excuse to be hateful towards these people and deny them just the basic rights and happiness that you have, it's fucked up. Do you really think Jesus would stand for that? Do you think that he would put his arm around your shoulder, hand you a bush light, and say, yeah, you do that, man. I'm white, by the way. It's ridiculous. Like, these people just fundamentally don't understand who they decide to build their entire lives around. This man's only personality trait is being religious, and he doesn't even understand that the guy that he's worshiping would have no problems with the thing that he's crusading against. It's embarrassing.
And also give up your sports leagues and let us have men beat up women in sports. And also let us indoctrinate your kids.
I'm not going to like touch on bathrooms in sports too much because those are nuanced topics that I'm just one straight man. I'm not really qualified. But indoctrinating kids is the biggest lie. And you can tell Candace Owens this. The actual biggest lie ever told is the indoctrination of kids in schools. Kids are being indoctrinated, but not in the way you think. They're being indoctrinated literally into the ways of capitalism. School is literally meant to train you for a job. And what I find even more disgusting is that this indoctrination that they're talking about is simply just telling kids that gay people exist. Sometimes your classmates might not be the gender they look like, and you should treat them like a human being. This is basic respect for people. You know, this is such an important lesson to hammer into a child's head. It's not indoctrination, and if it is most certainly the best kind. Tolerating people as human beings for their characteristics that they can't help, no matter what you think, is not indoctrination. It is just simply teaching kids how the world is and how to accept people that are different from you. And what I find truly disgusting is that Michael Knowles would say, oh, this is indoctrination. And yet he would also say, though, that every school in America should be built on Catholic Christian values, when that is true indoctrination, being fed lies and ideas that you shouldn't accept people around you, and that if people aren't all the exact fucking same carbon copy clones of each other, then they should be in prison, they're terrorists, they're terrible people, they're subhuman. It's fucking vile. It's absolutely fucking vile. It's like, again, I've got no fundamental problem with the idea of someone being religious. I think it can add so much to someone's life. But Christianity as a bedrock of America is so cancerous. It's wild that more people aren't, opening their eyes to that.
Let us castrate your kids. And also, leave us alone. We definitely want to just be left alone. We don't want to completely transform society and take up your attention all the time. Just leave us alone. That's why we're making this video.
Yo, let's leave these lubbers alone.
That's shit like that, dude. That's Michael Knowles back in his acting days when he's a gay lover. I just love that. I love the editor putting that in. I love Michael Knowles being so hateful and against gay people, but in his back pocket he'll always have just this little ammunition, this little rock that we can slingshot at him. But yes, the entire idea of that video and the concept of leave them the fuck alone is literally everything you were listing off. Oh, so we'll just allow men into the women's bathroom. We'll allow men in women's sports. We'll indoctrinate children. We'll cut their penises off. That is what they're talking about. Stop spreading that bullshit. It's literally just a lie.
We're pointing out that the whole leave us alone thing was obviously ridiculous from the start, but I don't even think that chick believes it anymore. If she just wanted to be left alone, she'd just go do her own thing, right?
If she just went and did something else and was completely silent about this whole thing, people like you would just keep spouting bullshit and proliferating and causing issues.
If you have a friend or a loved one who just transitioned and you don't know what the f to do to help them,
oh, spare me, spare me, spare me.
Here are 6 things that you can do to be a better trans ally. 1. Give them money! Unironically, transitioning is incredibly expensive. If you give them money, you are helping them out the best way that you can. This also looks like buying them food or going shopping with them.
Okay, I'm just gonna immediately break this one down because he has problems with this later, but I just want to tackle this right away. The give them money thing isn't just if you see a trans person, give them your entire paycheck. Give them every single ounce of money that you have just for seeing them. The idea is that if you have a trans friend and you have enough money and you're able to help them with their very, very expensive transition, do that. It's one of the nicest things you could do to them. I mean, it's really not that hard. You have to be intentionally dense or just straight bad faith to not understand what they're talking about here.
Talk to them! The process of transitioning can be incredibly isolating and lonely. Just spend time with them. Talk to them. Just hang out. 3, if they're trans feminine, teach them how to do makeup, teach them how to wear clothes, let them know what the f is going on. If they're trans masculine, teach them how to work out, or teach them how to dap up.
You can almost see him learning something. You can almost see him attempting to understand.
5, speak up for them when they're not around. You may notice that most people are genuinely transphobic, whether they are trying to or not. And saying nothing makes you also a culprit of transphobia. Especially with the current political climate kind of preying on the downfall of our entire existence. Speak up, or else you're compliant. 6, cook for them. Transitioning is puberty number 2. You know what you have to do during puberty? You guessed it. Eat a ton of food. So what do you have to do? Cook a ton of food. And then they'll be like, nom, 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 nom. And then you'll be like, I'm a great person. Also, just treat them like a person. Okay, bye, I love you.
Okay. All right. This guy, until the very last part there, this guy's at least being way more honest than the first chick.
So of course he says this guy, of course, not giving any respect. But what I find interesting is that he had nothing to say throughout the entire video. He had his little moments that he thought was goofy, but he actually just sat there and listened. And I find that interesting because, I mean, literally, they were just talking about respecting these people as people. And you can't just refute that.
You know what we really want during Pride Month is nothing. We want nothing from you. Just leave us alone. And this guy says, hey, you know what we actually want during Pride Month is everything.
No. What they're both asking for is the same thing, actually, if you just use your mind and fill in the gaps a little bit. What the first person was asking for is to not be harassed for simply existing. What this person specifically is asking for is to support people in a world made not for them, made specifically against them. Both of these things fundamentally are just asking for basic human goddamn respect. But these Daily Wire folks gotta spin it into, oh, they just want us to treat them like gods. They want us to be filthy animals for them. It's just a fundamental twisting of reality, and they know that that's exactly what it is. It's extremely manipulative. And it works, unfortunately.
You need to focus on us all the time and give us everything. And give us your money.
Give me money, give me money, give me money, give me money, give me money.
At least he's being honest. Give us your money, which they're demanding, in this case, literally, like in a very direct way, but always are demanding in the sense that all the rules and accommodations and new laws that they want to pass.
I think it is so fucking funny that Michael Knowles is talking about, oh, they're just saying it directly, give me your money, when there's this panning shot of his fucking cigars right there, dude. You can't be real. You cannot be fucking real. Not only do you have your cigars right there, but you've got your leftist tears tumbler too. Oh my God. It's just a classic saying, rules for thee and not for me. You guys can't ask for money during your incredibly difficult life transition, this life-changing experience for you, during one of the worst economies ever, and during a time where the administration of the country just doesn't want them to exist. Yet you have sponsor segments, and probably in this fucking thing here, yeah, you've got the thing for the book, candles, and merch right in here, and Daily Wire Plus. You are begging for money for an infinitely worse cause. This person wants money, or just wants trans people to have money so that they can properly exist. You guys want money so you can keep pushing propaganda. It is unchecked hubris at its absolute highest.
But always are demanding in the sense that all the rules and accommodations and new laws that they want to pass, those do require your taxpayer money. So they're always demanding that. But in this case, he's just making it totally direct, and then, cook for us, and then lie for us by calling us the wrong pronouns, and then promote our propaganda even when we're not around, and give us your food and give us everything. So let
me translate that into something that isn't bullshit. Treat them with respect. Treat them like people. It's just that easy.
Then at the end, he said, treat us like a person, but he doesn't really mean that.
I'm a person. I have to have a life.
Because they're not asking to be treated like normal people. They're
Yes, they are.
asking to be treated in a totally special category in a way that is contrary to how you would treat normal people. You wouldn't just go up to a guy on the street and give him all your money and give him all your food and lie on his behalf and all the rest.
And you wouldn't do that to a fucking trans person either. Like, it's such a pointless thing to even fight against, because I know for a fact Michael Knowles is just being insincere and disingenuous. They're not asking for basic human respect. They're asking for me to give them all of my money and to lie to them and to lie to others about them and spread their propaganda. No, if you want to break it down and make it sound scary, sure. But what they're actually just asking for is to be treated like people. It's not difficult to understand unless you're actually clinically stupid.
The one thing he says here, though, that it is kind of sad and I think is actually good advice is talk to them. You should talk to them. And that's true, but when you talk to them, you shouldn't lie. And what he's really saying is talk to us and lie and affirm our delusions. But the request he makes that is good is he says, talk to us. And you should. That's a good idea, actually. During Pride Month, if you have to address this at all, you should talk to people and just tell them the truth and tell them, it's not great.
Hey, no judgment. All God's children. It's fine.
I was gay once.
That is such a good clip because that encapsulates what Michael Knowles' whole personality feels like. Don't be gay. I was gay once and I got over it. And that is exactly who Michael Knowles is. I hope one day that Michael Knowles just wakes up and accepts who he is as the fruitiest motherfucker on the planet, because that's who he is. He is a gay man trapped in a conservative's body, and you can just see it in his face. You can see in those eyes that he's suppressing something. He's suppressing his true self, and that's sad. Everything he's spewing seems to be going against his life, his reality. His life is built on lies, and you can see that right there. This is a man who just wants to break out and suck some penis, and there's nothing wrong with that. Do it, Michael. I actually encourage you. Do that, and I might be on your side again if you just choose to live the way that you know that you should. But I also want to come back to this thesis on talking to trans people. Absolutely, like what I said before. Talk to them. Experience gays and transes and lesbos and all of them. Because they're so nice, so fun, just amazing people to be around. But do not, under any circumstances, talk to a trans person in the way that Michael Knowles tells you. Because you are literally just being an asshole. You are just being a bad person to them. If you go up to them and say, yeah, well, you're actually a man. And if you don't accept that, then you're actually just mentally ill. But I care about you. I care about you, okay? I'm telling you that you aren't who you think you are because I love you. Through the grace of God, you are a man and you will always be a man. And you just have to accept that and be okay with that. Peace and love is the most backwards ass shit you'll ever hear. Like, do you think if I went up to Michael Knowles and said, hey, you know that thing you believe in? It's not real. And it's actually destroying our country, and it's everything that you think that leftism is. Do you think that he would be okay with that? Do you think that he would just be like, oh, yeah, okay, absolutely, you're totally right. You're totally right. No, he would be upset with that, rightfully so. No matter if I'm quote unquote correct, it is not my right to just walk into someone's world and topple it down for no fucking reason other than my righteous desire as a human being to put myself above others. If you, Michael Knowles, don't want someone to tell you that God isn't real and that you're living a lie, don't tell trans people that who they believe inside is wrong and that they shouldn't exist the way they want to and that they're mentally unwell for thinking that. Just put that in your cigar and smoke it.
Naked straight person.
In a gay bar.
If you're with a bachelor party, don't come.
Get out!
Sorry. Leave. Jesus.
Don't offer to make out when you're drunk.
If you want, we can make out.
No.
Don't start a sentence with, if I was gay.
If I was gay.
Well, you're not.
Know your queer icons.
Renee Rapp. Marsha P. Johnson. Jonathan Bailey.
Buy me a drink. This one's on you.
Know your history. You know, Stonewall isn't just a bar.
Yeah, it was a series of protests by the members of the LGBTQ community in response to a police raid that began on the early mornings of June 28, 1969.
That was specific. Do have fun and be a normal person. Without making yourself the center of attention.
All the memories are flowing back to Michael right now. Again, notice how he's got like nothing to say about this because it's reasonable. If you're a straight person entering a primarily queer space, don't be a fucking moron, okay? You know, like have some decorum. These are people with a specific culture. Respect that culture is literally just what this video is about.
And finally,
give us money. Oh my goodness.
Is this a new thing? I've never seen this. And all
you have your cigars right there, dude. This is a terrible economy and you know it. Of course, everyone's going to be asking for money because nobody fucking has it.
The pride propaganda, which has been going on, for basically my entire life. I've never seen this. They're just asking for money. It just comes down to just give me your money. The black activists during BLM started to do that. They tried it in the early days of that kind of activism.
Oh my God. That reminds me. Candace Owens. Did she like rebrand to just Candace or something? Like I see people talking about Candace Owens and I'm not even sure if they're talking about her because they only call her Candace. And you know, from context clues, I can put it together. But why? Why not call her name? I don't get it. That's just a question I've been brewing in my head for a couple of days. Like, is something happening that I missed or something? I don't know.
They tried to make it not about just a shakedown. It always kind of was a shakedown, mowing the flat catchers, you know, and that sort of thing. But they made it really direct. Just give us your money. Here's my Cash App. Here's my PayPal. Here's my Venmo. Give me your money. But now the gays are doing it too. That's interesting. But I like this setup because the setup says, here's how you should act when you go into a gay bar during Pride Month. They're kind of slipping in that premise there, because what you could just do is don't go to gay bars.
Never have fun, especially during the month of fun. Just stay at home and watch Daily Wire Plus. It's chilla time.
They mentioned Stonewall, which was this gay bar where the gay rights movement supposedly began. And Stonewall was a mafia bar where they did all sorts of creepy stuff, and it was totally unsafe, and it failed health inspections, and it was really just a den of depravity.
I need to do my research on Stonewall. I'll say I haven't really delved into that, but I will say with nearly 100% confidence that everything he said there was a lie in the propaganda they told at the time to demonize these people. I guarantee it. Maybe the bar was in bad condition. What fucking bar isn't, really? But to say it was like a mafia bar with depravity is that just sounds like the most of the time anti-gay propaganda shit I can think of. This bar is depraved. Did you know that there's gay people in there? Huh, they're probably fucking little boys. Yeah, definitely. Let's get that place condemned. It's just fucking embarrassing, dude, that you still believe like a fucking 1950s ass lie like that.
The cops were right to shut down, and if only they'd succeeded, we would have been spared a lot of nonsense.
This is like Charlie Kirk saying that the civil rights movement was a mistake because he didn't like DEI. Are you fucking serious? It is just the most out of touch, unbelievable shit that could come out of someone's mouth. If only that bar got shut down, because maybe then we could still be stepping on gay people's faces.
Don't go to gay bars and you don't have to worry about any of that stuff.
It's really funny that he says that, right? Because that's true. If you just don't want to engage in the gay bar stuff, don't go to a gay bar. If you don't want to engage in the pride stuff, if that's just not your cup of tea, don't engage in it. It's just so funny when his entire personality is crusading against gay people for God. It is the most hypocritical, just poetic thing I can fucking think of.
Here is a way to be a better ally. Visibly show, maybe something on your bag or your clothing, that you are a safe space for our community. Maybe something like a rainbow Mickey. If you attach it, it lets our community know that you are a safe space.
I'm a person. I'm not a space.
I will say, Rainbow Mickey, fuck Mickey Mouse. If there's anyone out there who doesn't want your rights as a gay person to exist, it's motherfucking Disney. So maybe not a Rainbow Mickey, but the sentiment's still there, whatever. This is an example of the right's lack of ability to think. Be creative and just understand a concept that isn't a textbook definition. When someone says that they're a safe space, they're not literally saying that they're fucking outer space, you dumb sack of shit. What they're saying is that they're a safe person to come to. It's not a hard concept to grasp. But conservatives are so uncreative and anti-intellectual that they couldn't even comprehend the idea of someone being a safe space. Well, you're a human being. You're not a space, you fucking actual retard. No one is genuinely saying that they are space, that they are a space and not a human being. Conservatives, fundamentally, I really genuinely feel just cannot understand abstract concepts or even art, really. It is unbelievable how little their mind works. It is just cobwebs and dust.
A lot of the LGBT activism reduces people down to just flesh, down to just sacks of meat.
Interesting, because that's exactly what the conservative viewpoint is. You're either a man or a woman, designed to have sex to make babies for God, and the man provides and the woman raises. What is more reductionist than that? I mean, like, the conservative Christian viewpoint, however you want to say it, is literally the point of existing is to make babies and spread the word. Again, if that's the value that you have in your life and that gives you value, don't let me take that away from you. You're living a happier life than me. But to say that like leftists or the idea of wokeism breaks people down to just sacks of meat is so fundamentally wrong and misses the concept of what this is even all about. The entire idea is that we're all different and that we should accept each other for being different, and that our differences are okay. Again, I really think it's just a malicious twisting of words, honestly. He knows what these people are trying to get across, and he's twisting their words to trick his audience into continuing to hate gay people, even though there's no good reason for it.
You're not a space, you're a person, and you don't have to wear a totem to affirm your membership in a cult or a pseudo-religion that you're not part of. This is like that old Seinfeld episode where they say, wear the ribbon. Actually, and that was about gay stuff. It was about solidarity with AIDS or whatever, but they said, like, you have to wear the ribbon, wear the pride flag.
Who do you think you are?
Put the ribbon on.
Hey, Cedric,
Bob, this guy won't wear a ribbon.
Who? Who doesn't want to wear the ribbon?
But that's over.
But that's also comedy and satire. Not one person in America would come up to you and say, you have to wear the rainbow Mickey. Wear the rainbow Mickey or else we're gonna hang you. It's just not reality. That's the conservatives' reality, but it's fiction. It is the exact victim complex that they think queer people have. It's ridiculous.
2023, and then it went downhill. And I think it went downhill because of the 2024 election, where Republicans specifically ran against all the LGBT stuff and won.
2024 was a very bizarre year. Like the whole Joe Biden presidency was a very interesting time. That was my conservative awakening, and I really think that was a huge time for Daily Wire. That was that was probably their peak of all time. Because fucking Joe Biden was not a good president, man. Like he did his fair share of good things, but at the end of the day, he was a senile old man who couldn't get through a single sentence, you know. So that really spoiled people on the idea of continuing to support the left and move people over to the right. But now that the right is so openly evil, the tides are turning the other way again, because you have to genuinely close your eyes and your ears and just pretend that nothing bad is happening.
You Trede want to attend Pride?
Nope.
Here's what not to do. In Berlin, you'll see people wearing extravagant outfits and a lot of nudity. People dress for their self-expression, not for your entertainment. If you want to take a picture, just ask. Pride is for queer people. You're a guest at our party. Be respectful of that and let your queer friends shine. It's their day. Don't forget, the Pride is still a protest. Make sure you understand the true meaning and history of this special day. What's Pride like where you live?
Pride is a protest of normal behavior. What is it protesting?
I can answer that for you, Michael. Even though that we have an entire month dedicated to gay people, there's still a small marginalized group that gets shit on every single day from people like you. Their realities are denied and minimized because people with your viewpoint are shitting on their lives, they're in charge of nearly everything, and deny them basic human rights. That's why they're protesting. Just accepting that they exist isn't really enough, because that's more than what's going on. They're being actively mistreated. Channels like yours are just spreading propaganda to so many people, perpetuating this terrible treatment. Does that make more sense to you, Michael?
People sometimes wear these weird costumes, and you shouldn't. And this is our event, but you should come, but only to support us. But don't support us the way you think you should support us, and you should just...
So nowhere in the video did he say that they can dress up, but you can't. Of course, respect their space, but I feel like if you wanted to dress up for Pride as a straight person, most gay people would be like, yes, let's do this. This is so fun. I don't think that they have a problem with you engaging with their event. The problem is with taking their spotlight. You can be there and you can enjoy it, but don't make it about you. You as a straight person are there to support them and have fun, not be the center of the event. You know what I'm saying? It's a very simple but very thin balance. You know what I mean?
But only to support us, but don't support us the way you think you should support us, and you should just...
give them money!
So, okay, I guess you shouldn't show.
You wouldn't support Native Americans by running onto their land and throwing tomahawks and going... because that's fucked up and terrible. You wouldn't go to Pride with a rainbow dildo strapped to your head and cum lube dripping from your nipples. That doesn't actively represent and is a harmful stereotype of what gay people are. You wouldn't go into their space as something that is actively harmful to them. That is what they're saying. Just respect their culture. It's that easy.
If the Pride events are a protest of normality, then we obviously shouldn't have them because we should be normal. And if the Pride events intrinsically involve all sorts of weird sex get-ups, then those should not be on Main Street, and so we just shouldn't have them. And if you don't want normal people to show up to them, then we definitely shouldn't have them, right?
I mean, do I even need to fucking say anything? Do I even need to? You can pull from my context of the past hour that I've been talking. You can put this together, man. Come on. I'm not even gonna. We're just gonna move on.
There's a pretty good argument to just shut the whole thing down, which I think we're on the brink of doing anyway.
No, you're fucking not. Again, as a conservative in my bubble at the time, I thought, oh, we're totally on top of this, dude. We're gonna crumble the woke mob at any time, but it's not even fucking close. The only power that conservatives genuinely have is through government and that kind of power. Because speaking power like this doesn't work, I'm not gay, but I am definitely a nasty liberal. We just laugh at things like this. right? We don't take this seriously. The only people that take this seriously are people like this, that are already in this bubble. It's a tiny bubble. It's a bubble where you think that your rights as a Christian and a quote-unquote normal person are being infringed upon just simply because gay people are being treated like people. In that bubble, that seems like such a big deal, and it seems like you're fighting a noble cause. You know, I thought I was fighting the noble cause against transgenderism. How dare they want to exist the way they want to? I'm fighting for the right side of history. But it's just so ridiculous. It's a pointless battle that if you just take the time to talk to one trans person in your life, that bubble will shatter. It won't pop. It'll fucking shatter. It is so fragile and meaningless. It can't last much longer in this climate that we have. You know, the only reason conservatism got its chance to come back after, like, let's say the hippie movement or whatever, is because they didn't have the internet to spread these ideas of peace and love and all that type of stuff. But now we do. Nearly everyone in this country has the ability to watch my video and get my ideas. They have the ability to watch Michael Knowles' video and get his ideas. This truly is the marketplace of ideas, if that's some bullshit you want to believe in. And the fundamental truth and reality that right-wingers just don't want to accept is that queer people and all that, they're human beings, like I've said 400 times. They're just human beings trying to live. There's literally nothing wrong with their existence. And crusading against it is the most pointless fight you can have. It's so useless. It's a waste of your time. It's a waste of your reputation. It's just a complete waste. Not only does this ideology want gay people to just not exist, but it wants you as the lower class citizen of the world to stay where you are, and for people like Michael Knowles in the Daily Wire to only get bigger. They don't care about your prosperity. They don't care about how you live. They only care about boosting their numbers and shutting down the people they don't like.
3 ways you can support your queer friends. Number 1, be an active listener. There's a lot going on in the world right now, and a lot of us just want to be heard. Number 2, stay informed on LGBTQ+ issues. When you stay informed, you'll be able to have a proper conversation to give honest feedback, along with advocate for your friend. Number 3, create a safe space. This means being respectful of everyone's identities and group settings, and correcting anyone who does not know how to use proper pronouns. Using gender-neutral language is key. This helps people avoid assumption. If you found this helpful, follow for more.
Wow, what's so amazing about that video is it just feels so dated. It feels so old. It feels like the sort of thing that millennials were complaining about boomers doing, which is just rehashing all the old slogans of their hippie youth, imagined or experienced. And we just say, yeah, okay, boomer. That's what the millennials used to say. But now the millennials are the boomers. The gay millennials are the hippie boomers now. And it all just feels sort of old and tired. Even reacting to this stuff, it feels kind of old, doesn't it? It feels kind of passé. I can't muster outrage here. I mostly just feel pity reacting to these people because it's over. I mean, we still have to call attention to it in the sense that some corporations are still pushing this stuff. Some celebrities, J-Lo has her stupid Pride video. The MLB, I'm sorry to say, the most straight sports league, is still leaning into gay. Even the New York Yankees drives me crazy. It drives me nuts. I mean, we're not the Mets, guys. We don't have to do that. But leave the gay stuff for the NFL or whatever. But so they're still pushing it.
Because it's real, dude. It's never going to go away. It's never going to fucking go away. The only thing that's going to go away is your shitty ideology. It fills me with so much. Okay. First of all, he had literally nothing to say about the video. So he had no comebacks, nothing witty to say about it. The only thing he had to bring to the table was, oh, it feels so tired, so old. I can't even react to this. It's so old. And then he goes and complains about, you know, the MLB.
There's Pablo Sanchez.
What level of absolute fucking brain rot do you have to see players' jerseys have like a little pride flag imbued into their team logo? And that just puts steam on. Oh my God. Ooh, they have there's colors on their uniform that I don't support. Oh, how dare they? To like see these sports teams give the bare minimum amount of support to people that exist in real life, you know, possibly even players on those teams want to be supported and want to exist. But Michael Knowles says, no, this is for straight men only. This is the straight man league. No gays or women allowed in this one. And if I see a rainbow, I'm gonna shit blood. Like again, pop in that bubble. The second you pop your stupid fucking bubble, you realize, wow, none of this fucking matters at all. I am fighting a useless, pointless war with nobody.
Woke isn't dead in the sense that they're just waiting to come back. They're waiting for their next opportunity after they got pummeled in 2024. But it just feels so passé. You know, this is what a lot of us were calling for a long time. We said, like, this is really awful, and there are tons of bad things going on, and like girls are getting concussions in sports because big guys are beating them up. And
again, I don't want to super touch on the trans sports stuff because again, that is a nuanced topic that I'm not read up on enough to tackle. Neither is Michael Knowles. But what I can say is that, quote unquote, women getting concussions from big men crashing into them, that happens to the big men too. Football is like the concussion sport. So much so that the NFL, for I think maybe decades, denied the existence of CTE until I think like 2014. And you know, that's part of the sport, you know, to say that because we're letting women into men's sports or whatever the fuck, or men into women's leagues or whatever, they're just now getting concussions, when I think probably the number one thing people consider before joining football is like, do I want to potentially lose parts of my brain and kill my family in my 40s? Do I want to do that? Do I want to subject myself to that risk? At least to me, that is the number one thing that I would consider before joining football. That is just the risk of being a football player, you know, just like being a NASCAR driver. You risk dying out there. Probably not these days, but in the past, you just have to accept that that is a reality of the sport. It's like saying if like Danica Patrick crashed and died during a race, it was because she was racing with men. If she was racing with only women, that wouldn't have happened. When in reality, it would have happened no matter what, because that's just how racing works. Women can get concussions from football because that's just how football is. It is a high contact sport where people get seriously injured, no matter who they're playing against.
The whole thing, it's really awful, but the one silver lining is that reality will reassert itself in the end, and this will be passé. This is going to be like your parents wearing bell bottoms. You're going to make fun of it someday. All the weird millennial gay stuff, you're going to make fun of it. So a lot of them won't have kids because they're doing weird gay stuff, but like it...
Can we just talk about when he says weird gay stuff? He longingly looks up at the ceiling.
So a lot of them won't have kids because they're doing weird gay stuff.
Dude, he's thinking about it. He's thinking about it like, man, I wish I was doing that weird gay stuff too. Fuck my dumb family. Come on, Michael, you can do this. Just go fuck a man. Treating people like people will be seen as wearing bell bottoms. It's so blatantly wrong that I don't even have to fucking dive into it.
Hello, my people. Here are things that give. But what about Straight Pride Month? The same energy. You'll get it. You'll get it once you see the things I'm about to list. You'll understand. You'll get it. Wearing these running shoes with a normal outfit. However, this doesn't apply if you're like the weird kid that like talks to bugs at recess and you wear these with a normal outfit, because you're probably going to be like really queer when you're older. So just
Can we put a pause here? I have no idea what this woman's even talking about. This woman...
When I watched this the first time, I felt kinship with Michael because I didn't know what the fuck she was talking about either. Let me break it down for you, Mark. She's basically just providing examples of like how people act who say shit like, what about Straight Pride Month? You know, she's just giving the aesthetic and the visual descriptors of those kinds of people and their mindsets and all that type of stuff. You know, it kind of took me a second to click, because that's probably one of the worst intros, honestly, ever. That does not fucking explain anything, but it does make sense once you kind of click on to the concept.
Woman is so in her own head, so in like niche subcultures of ironies of subcultures. I don't even get what she's trying to say. Let me see if I can figure it out.
Nothing against the actors, especially, you know, he was in Red, White, and Royal Blue. We love him. But just like in general, this genre of Netflix movie gives straight pride to me, and I don't even need to explain it. You get it. Okay, not only hating cats, but like every time you see a cat, feeling the need to tell people that you don't like cats. Like, why do you hate something that brings other people joy?
Are cats specifically an LGBT thing? Specifically for LGBT girls with crazy colored hair, because that is the greatest vindication of the Salem witch trials I can imagine.
I'm just not gonna let this clip play because I think you can kind of see where it's going, and I can just describe it to you. So this was kind of the point in their video where I understood the concept. You know, people who make hating cats part of their identity are definitely also those people that say, what about Straight Pride Month? And Michael Knowles just doesn't understand that concept of obsessively hating on cats is super cringe. And it's just like obsessively hating on gays. You know, cats aren't exclusively for gay people, but gay people and lefties and people with empathy and stuff truly understand what a cat is all about and really appreciates them for who they are.
In the old folklore of the witches had familiars, which were cats. So cats were sort of symbols of witches or the demonic or the occult. And I don't really like cats.
Wait, okay, hold on. Okay, so I'm just watching through this. I didn't even pick this up on the first time. He said this is the greatest vindication for the Salem witch trials, and he's gonna like connect cats and gay people and how cats were familiars to witches. So Michael, are you saying that the Salem witch trials were better because allegedly witches are gay and they were burning gay people? That is genuinely unfucking believable. I just put that together and that is shocking that actually went through. What the fuck?
You know what's interesting? When I was in the closet, I was like, I don't get along with cats. That was me trying to act straight because gay people understand animals with boundaries. I mean, him in general, but also just like seeing a photo of a man like this and thinking it's hot.
Oh, is that Morgan Wallen?
Bi girlies would never. Gay men would never. Men that have a Fender Stratocaster in their room and suck at playing electric guitar but post videos of themselves doing it anyways. I'm a woman that plays electric guitar.
It is straight.
And,
it's pretty straight.
I can shred, and no one believes it. No one believes me because I'm a girl. Like,
he's literally fucking proving exactly what she's saying. She's literally saying, I can shred, and people don't believe me because I'm a girl. And Michael's saying, she can't shred. Nah, she can't shred. Michael, you don't even know what the fuck shredding is. The only shredding you've ever heard is fucking Eric Clapton, dude. Shut the fuck up. You don't even know what music is.
it is assumed that you should be good at electric guitar and you still suck. That's embarrassing. That's so embarrassing.
I do personally feel kind of attacked by that because not only do I just have a Stratocaster, but I have an EVH Stripe Series Bumblebee, and I don't fucking play that thing that much anymore. I wish I could, but I'm just too stupid to understand what music is about. I do love playing on my little fiddle sometimes, but I ain't no goddamn shredder, that's for sure. But I keep it in my closet, and I also don't post videos about it, so I'm safe.
The signs were made for straight middle-aged women, but so if you're a straight middle-aged woman using them, that's straight.
This video isn't about if you do these things, you're straight. The concept of the video is that if you do this shit, you are one of those ignorant people that says, what about straight pride month? The concept isn't affirming straightness. It's just pointing out like tendencies and stuff of these types of ignorant people. And he's just not grasping that.
But I'm having a American Psycho moment. I'm having a Patrick Bateman moment. Where when Bateman goes up to the homeless guy, you and I have nothing in common, and kills him.
I don't think he could have picked a better example, because let me actually break down what happens in that scene, because it's so like Michael Knowles and like a conservative to imagine themselves as Patrick Bateman. In that scene, he's walking down a rainy alleyway, and he sees this disheveled black homeless man, and he says, oh, can't you spare me some money? And Patrick Bateman is like, oh, look at yourself, you nasty fucking bum. You're so poor and nasty and gross. You disgusting fuck. Get a job, you nasty bitch. That's literally what the scene is. He's tempting a homeless man with money and then just berating him for not being the same person as Patrick. It's just this lack of understanding of art and lack of understanding of context and deeper themes that conservatives have. They just don't grasp the true meaning of what art is. They can only understand it on a surface level because their ideology gets in the way of seeing the full picture. So of course Michael Knowles only understands that scene as the big Chad Patrick Bateman is angry at a homeless guy and he kills him, and that's how I feel right now, because we're not the same. The reason why Patrick Bateman is emphasizing that they're not the same because he is a deeply disgusting, racist man who hates anyone, not only on his level, but below it. He doesn't think of people below him as human beings. They are less than mice. And I can't think of the exact way that conservatives think about black or queer people. They're less than human to them because they're not the exact same soulless husks.
I don't want to kill anybody. Don't want to kill anybody, but I'm just saying, I'm having one of these moments of, I actually don't really have any common cultural touch points with this woman.
That's fine, but that's not the point of the scene. That is a misunderstanding of what is the entire point of the movie. And in fact, I'd honestly say that Michael Knowles probably hasn't even seen American Psycho, and I can 100% guarantee he hasn't read it, because Patrick Bateman is a significantly more disgusting human being in the book. If you truly understand who Patrick Bateman is, you do not want to be compared to him. You do not ever want to have even one similar trait to Patrick Bateman. No. But yeah, that's kind of the end of the video. We're an hour and 30 minutes in. I don't know what I'm going to cut this down to, or even if this is going to see the light of day. But you know, it's Pride Month, and you know, I thought, let's be a true ally this time and try and dispel some lies about a community that just wants to be treated normally. And you know, I just want to do my duty, dispel the lies, spread the truth. I had a great time. I hope you had a great time. Michael, I'm praying for you to come out one day, because I know that will truly make you happy. Those eyes will instantly light up. Like, you know how there's the Mormon smile? Like if you can tell just by looking at a Mormon's face that they are in fact a Mormon. You can tell by Michael's eyes that he is a repressed gay man. And I genuinely feel bad for him. I want him to live his truth and his reality. So that's what I'm hoping for. But I think that's about all I had to say. So see ya.
Don't go just yet. The funnies are just beginning.